Um, I'll start it with just what I told the guys in the locker room. They found a way to win, and we look at the first four SEC games we've had. With 4 minutes to go, all of them have been in 1 or 2 possession games. Tonight was no different, and we just got to learn a way to pull them out. We knew it wasn't going to be pretty. We talked about that for a couple days, and there's a lot of just tough breaks that we overcame at the end. AJ had a tough foul there, and the guys got to stop. Devin made a great block, and then Devin got a put back there that was tremendous hard play. So just proud of the guys. Wins in this league are hard. I don't have to be in the league very long to figure that out. We've been right there in every one of them, and it's good to get a win. It's good to learn from games like this, and we can be better. We could do things better, but at the same time, we're going to appreciate every single time we can win.
Questions for AJ or Devin?
Devin, can you take us through the and one to end the game?
That's just how we drew it up. I thought AJ got a good look too. So, I knew there was a couple seconds left, so I just crashed the glass, which I always do, and end up in my favor.
I don't know if you showed any emotion afterwards. You kind of were just blank. Walk me through what you were feeling right after, and of course what you're feeling now after such an amazing play.
I had a straight face, but I was very excited. I knew that probably clinched the game, and I don't know, sometimes it's awkward when I get too crazy, so I just try to keep it in.
What were you thinking on the block at Pringle?
That's just what I do. I'm a good shot blocker, so I played to my strengths, and I got the block.
AJ, what'd you see on that last play there? Like Devin said, looked like you got a good look there right before the and one.
Like he said, it kind of was what we wanted. Got the shot that we were looking for with a little bit of time to spare for us to get a tip around like that. So kind of knew I wanted to get the shot off around the time, and I did. But I definitely thought it was going to go in or play on the rim. But Devin just being Devin made me look good today, made himself look good, and we came out with a win.
AJ, obviously it wasn't the best game. You guys played 40% from the field, but you found a way to win. How much do you attribute to that being you guys being an old team?
A lot, but I also contribute a lot to the staff and our prep this week. We just knew it was going to be a war going in, like Coach said. So our hard hats were on all week. We knew we had to come back in here and protect home. We slipped away, let the game slip away at home already. So we were focused on coming out here and getting a win and do whatever it takes. Coach told us it wasn't going to be pretty. It wasn't going to be a numbers game. It wasn't going to be no style points tonight. So we just came with our hard hats ready to fight.
Devin, how would you describe the task to kind of replicate what Coach was talking about, these late game SEC situations that are so physical and tense?
Coach said in the locker room in the last 4 minutes of the last 4 SEC games have all been close, and so we had some experience in those situations. So I think that's what helped us pull through today.
AJ, obviously a big win, something that you guys needed, but what does this do for confidence going forward into a huge matchup this weekend?
It does a lot for confidence, just having another win in a winning column, protecting home, and we know what's at stake on Saturday. We know what it means to both sides. A lot of us are new to it. I'm not new to rivalry, so we kind of got to figure it out. It feels good to be back on the winning side, and we just got to figure out how we can carry this into Saturday.
Both of you are new to this program. What have you heard about Vanderbilt, Tennessee? What are your thoughts on it? And have you realized how much this means to this fan base?
I'm just treating how you should treat Michigan State versus Michigan. So we don't like them, they don't like us.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be serious. I went to the football game and it was pretty intense. So
Devin, it seems like you're always someone who's right there at the right place at the right time, or is there to make that big play when you guys really need it. What do you feel like really attributes to you always really being there right at that moment where you guys need it the most?
Crashing the glass, that's just my job in the team. Offensive rebounds, we call them beast mode. So that's just my job. So that's what I do.
All right, thanks, guys. Questions for Coach?
Mark, when you get to the 0.6 second mark, kind of talk about what a coach has to decide. Do you miss intentionally? Do you try to hit it? What things go through your mind there?
Yeah, we actually talked about it with both situations. We thought with 0.6, we didn't anticipate them going to look like that. And then, you miss it, they're going to take it out full court, and then it's a long heave. We went back and forth as a staff, You know, the way it looked at the end, we probably should have dismissed it. We did talk about it and go through it. You don't think they're going to get that kind of a look. I got to look on film and see what happened. But 0.6 with us on the ball and everything else, they should not get a direct shot. And so I don't know if it would have counted or not. You know, get kind of the turnaround there. But even them to get a look like that, we got to learn from it. That wasn't good.
Have you had one in your coaching life that either went crazy or anything that happened late that would help you dictate what you would do?
Yeah, I mean, you go through and you kind of got to count the numbers and analytics of it and say, you know, what gives us the best chance to win? And, you know, if it was, you know, 5 or 6 seconds, you know, maybe we're giving a foul in that situation. And it didn't look good the way, you know, the attempt they got. You know, it'd have been better if you're in that situation. You're like, all right, we can't lose the game. You know, there's if you're don't foul and anything else, you can't lose. They got to make a tough shot. They almost did. But you know what? You know, we could look at both those and say, look, we probably, you know, could have missed and been in a better situation. But we made, and we still sit in the situation. So I like it being this way, where, you know, we don't have a lot of regret. We can learn from it and not have regret.
Coach, with what you mentioned about these SEC games all being so close late, do you find yourself kind of innovating in practice, trying to replicate some of these situations, or do you think really experience is the best way for your group to perform in these situations?
Both of those. The game experience is invaluable, but we actually do situations regularly in practice and different types. You know, you get to this point of the season, you know, it's hard to do a lot of things in practice because there's injury risk. And, you know, we're without Grant today. We didn't know if we're going to have Tyler Tanner today, and then he fought through it. And so you want to get your guys prepped, understand the situations, and be the best they can. And we've had a lot of experiences already. And I'll tell you something we always do is we watch film of these situations, ones that we go through, ones that other teams go through, and learn from those. You know, 4 games in, we've been in a lot of them ourselves, and you know, you just look at Auburn, South Carolina, and last game, and South Carolina had a chance to beat Auburn. There's a lot of tight games in this league.
What kind of presence is Devin McGlockton for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, he's just the humblest, nicest person off the court, and then on the court he's nasty, and I love it because we need that. I mean, you look at this league, the physicality, the grabbing, the holding, a lot of things going on, and we got to quit starting the games down 6-1 on fouls. We got to do a better job of hanging in there. But Devin gives us a physical presence. He's tough. He's a little undersized. You know, we're with some injuries and guys being out for the year. I didn't anticipate him being, you know, our sometimes our biggest guy on the court. I thought it'd be somebody beside him bigger. But he can handle either one. His toughness and his heart's big, so he can play any position.
Speaking of the injury situation for Tyler, Grant, and then Alex Hemingway, what's their statuses like going forward?
Well, yeah, Tyler Tanner, you know, he made it through, so unless he re-injured it, he should be okay. And Grant was able to practice last couple of days. So hopefully, you know, he gets better and gets back. And, you know, Alex Hemingway is he'll be out for a while. We'll figure out. You know, tonight when you're 4 for 21 from the 3-point line, you kind of wish Alex Hemingway was out there because he's a good 3-point shooter.
You draw out that play with 11.1 seconds to go. Obviously, great result for you guys, but how did you feel like your guys executed on that play, especially considering it's one of the first times they've been in that situation?
Yeah, great execution. I mean, AJ's shot easily could have went in. And usually when you take a good shot, you get a chance for an offensive rebound. And, you know, we're mixing and matching some lineups, some offense, defense there, a lot of situational, you know, groups that were out there. And, you know, we trusted AJ in a situation. And, you know, I know he regretted the play previously to that. And I got confidence in him to make those plays. And that shot, I think it bounced around him 2 or 3 times, was a soft landing for Devin, and Devin was able to put it back.
Did they call him for a flagrant or intentional?
He went for the ball, and he grabbed the guy's ankle or shoe or something as he was going down. And I couldn't tell, but I mean, if that's what he did, that's the right call.
Not your best.
It's an unfortunate call.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a real unfortunate, but it's the right call.
Not your best offensive performance, but the only thing that really matters is that you guys got to win. What does a game like this show you about your team?
Yeah, I mean, you got to embrace different styles. And, like, when you're playing against South Carolina, like, it ain't going to be a game where you're going to get 90 points and it's going to be free-flowing. And you can't panic in that situation. So we talked, just like AJ said, for days now, it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a grind. It's going to be tough. Everything's going to be tough out there. And you can't get frustrated with it. And, Auburn's one of the best offense teams in the country, and I think they got 66 points against them. And give them credit. They play really hard, physical, and everything else, and they're not easy to score against. Now, I do think some threes. We took some bad ones in the first half, but then there's a lot of times they were open and they were good. And it was just one of those nights where threes didn't go in. You got to find a way to win another way.
You guys turned them over 21 times.
25.
25 times, my bad.
I'll take all of them.
Right. Did you identify them as a one-ball handler team? Was that aggressive defense, mix of both? Where'd you attribute that to?
Yeah, I mean, they got an injury to a good guard, and we just thought that's us. Like we can't change our style, and we're missing one of the best guys on our team doing that with Grant not playing tonight. But we got a lot of steals and turnovers for just being active in the gaps. And we had a nice spurt in the first half doing it, and then the second half we had some big ones too, just being really active.
Time for one more.
How much stock do you put in momentum going from specifically this result to Tennessee?
I don't think our guys lack confidence, and it's always a one-game season. We got to look to the next and put everything into the next game. And you can't get down on losses. You really can't get too excited about a win because you're playing somebody great coming up next. And so it is kind of staying in the middle. I love the fact that we come back and practice after a win tomorrow. But we know everything's going to be tough. And, you see the grind of this season, and you can't let a team lose a couple and then get down because you got to bounce back. And no one's going to feel sorry for you. If you lose these games, they're not going to feel sorry for you. So you got to figure out a way and put everything into the next one. When that's over, do the same thing for the next one after that.
All right, thanks, guys. Coach Barry.